Can I ask the only two people here in this mix who have been on a ballot, you and Michael Steele, the following question? And it's going to sound odd when I frame it this way, but in a certain sense, the country does not know Donald Trump right now. They know who he was, and they know who they voted for, but they don't know who he is as president-elect. And we have not heard from him since the election. Do you think it's approaching the time when Donald J. Trump, president-elect of the United States, perhaps in announcing an appointment, has to speak to the nation about his intent as president-elect?
No, not at all. No, why should he? He won.
Yeah.
I think he won.
He's been talking about. You know what? He talked more than anybody. Hillary was the one that wasn't going out. Donald was going out 6 times a day, 7 times a day, telling people what he was going to do, and they voted for him. They won, and people are in the streets rioting. They should have organized and voted more.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, and Michael Steele, I've got to say also, you know, the best way that Donald Trump can reassure people is by not having these yokels going out there that are you know, going out Bush League, leaking their names and telling people what they're going to take and what they're not going to take, and get some professional people around him like Bob Corker and, you know, I said Jeff Sessions' name before, and people who keep their head down. Donald Trump, you know, when I got elected, I surrounded myself with no men and no women. People that told me no, because I knew I was going to come up with 1,000 ideas. I needed people to tell me no.
Yeah.
People that temperamentally balanced me. That's what Donald Trump needs. Donald Trump doesn't need Rudy Giuliani. You know, Giuliani's already embarrassing everybody by going out telling people, no, I'm not going to be Donald's attorney general. And yes, I'm a better this. Imagine if he were Secretary of State and did that in China. You know this guy is going to go off on his own. That's the last thing Trump needs. He needs somebody temperamentally balanced with him.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, but there are a couple of factors that kind of play into that. Part of the Giuliani frontal attack here about this position is that over the weekend there was a growing concern among a number of civil rights and other organizations out there about the prospects of Rudy Giuliani becoming Attorney General, and they were gearing up and sending signals into the transition team that this would be a problem. And I think, in one sense, getting Rudy out there in front quiets that noise and that concern that a lot of people have, particularly in the New York area, about this prospect. The second thing, though, I think, Joe, is you're seeing what is going to be an ongoing struggle inside this administration. Donald Trump is trying to balance two very powerful interests. You've got the establishment wing represented by the chief of staff, Reince, and what their agenda is. But you've also got the Bannon wing who's sitting there going, wait a minute, we came to Washington now to clear the swamp. And this idea that we're suddenly going to start pouring a lot of swamp water into the mix here is problematic.
With John Bolton? John Bolton is the neocon establishment.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's the battle. You've got the folks who are promoting and want a John Bolton versus those who do not. They may look at a Corker or someone else. So that's an ongoing battle.
And then you got, again, Rudy Giuliani, which, as you've said, he's gotten rich off of national security interests, just like Hillary.
Yeah, I mean, that's his huge business right now, and I think Qatar is one of his huge clients. You know, he talks frequently about the men who he lost on 9/11 and that horrible tragedy, and then he's had some pretty shady ties with a lot of the regimes who were involved in 9/11.